Good night, analysts and classmates. My name is Inés Carolina Jaramillo, and my presentation is about Christian Barnard. Many of you maybe have not listened anything about him, but he is the doctor who did the first successful human-to-human heart transplant. He was born in Beaufort West, South Africa on November 8, 1922, and he died at the age of 78 on September 2, 2001. Reports state that he died by a heart attack, but an autopsy showed his death was caused by a severe asthma attack. As every medicine student has to do the internship and the residency, Barnard did it at the Christ Church Hospital in Cape Town. He received a 2-year scholarship for postgraduate training in cardiothoracic surgery at the University of Minnesota, Minneapolis. On December 3, 1967, entered the hospital a 25-year-old patient whose name was Denise N. Darvall, as a result of very serious head injuries. She lived in Cape Town with her mother, father, and young brother. She worked as a bank clerk. Denise and her mother had a car accident. Mrs. Darvall was killed instantly, whereas Denise was thrown across the road and banged her head on a parked car hubcap. An ambulance arrived and took her to Christ Church Hospital. Mr. Darvall's daughter was rushed into a small emergency room, but sadly, the brain specialist confirmed her injuries were too severe and that she wouldn't survive. Mr. Darvall was then asked about transplantation and whether the hospital could use her heart and kidneys to save the lives of 2 other patients. He remembered that Denise liked giving things to other people, so he decided to say yes. The heart of this young woman was the last hope of life for Louis Washkansky, diabetic, burly, and optimistic man of 54 years, who had suffered 3 heart attacks, so he agreed to undergo the transplant operation. When the surgeon confirmed the death of the young, Washkansky was taken to the operating theater and anesthetized. Marius Barnard, Christian's brother, assisted the operation. It lasted 9 hours and used a team of 30 people. Doctors had connected the girl to a heart-lung machine, and her body was cooled to 28 degrees Celsius. Then the aorta was throttled, so only the heart would be cooled at 16 degrees. The extraction of the heart was performed only in 2 minutes, and then it was transported in a bucket with saline at 1 degree. Meanwhile, Washkansky was also connected to a heart-lung machine and had begun the extracorporeal cooling. When the heart temperature reached -30 degrees, it was extracted. Barnard prepared the heart of the donor and transplanted it into the new body. First, he joined the left atrium, then the right, and finally the pulmonary arteries. Then he began overheating. When the body's temperature reached 36 degrees, a shock revived the movement of the ventricle at a rate of 120 beats per minute. When Washkansky woke up, he said that he feels better with the new heart. In order to fool the body's defense mechanism, Barnard and his colleagues gave Louis large doses of drugs, which allowed the patient's body accept the new organ. Washkansky's body was not able to defend itself against infection. On December 15, 12 days after surgery, an X-ray revealed that Washkansky had a dark spot in a lung. His wife had already noticed that he seemed to have a mild cold, but it was actually pneumonia. Despite the efforts of Barnard and all his team, Louis died at dawn on December 21st. His new heart, implanted 18 days earlier, worked perfectly until the final moment. In another significant event, but overshadowed by the heart transplant, Denise's kidneys were moved and successfully transplanted into a 10-year-old boy, Jonathan Van Wyck of Blackheath. Due to the apartheid era, the kidney transplant was controversial because Jonathan Van Wyck was colored while Denise was white. After this operation, surgeons in Europe and United States began performing heart transplants, improving upon the procedures first used in South Africa. I hope you enjoyed my presentation and you learned something new. Thanks for your attention.